This week at the House of Mario, Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green are coming to Nintendo Switch. So, are we going to buy them? Or are we just deeply offended it's not in Nintendo Switch Online? Goodness gracious, it can't be... That's right, I'm going to get it in Italian to make it harder for myself. And we're going to be talking... That's the real Nuzlocke. Yeah, absolutely. I'll play it in Spanish. Why not? And we're also diving into Josh's Virtual Boy. No, it's all good. I love it. Love it. We should include you more in these cold openings more often. Don't know why we don't. Usually it's just it's just done to get it over and done with a bit quicker. But anyway, let's open this door, eh? G'day everybody and welcome to the House of Mario, the South Australian Nintendo podcast that is backed by a 120 power star rating. I am your host, Drew Agnew, in the door. Did I say that? Oh god, I am just out and about today. Goodness gracious. It's episode 351, regardless. I'm joined by Josh, or JT if you like. Josh, how you going, mate?
I'm good. Doing very well, thank you. Lots happening, lots going on. Not outside of games, but stuff in our personal lives as well, isn't it? But it's good. It's good.
It's very good, yeah. No, I've been quite enjoying it over the last week, which is nice. That's what you want from your hobby, isn't it? But I don't know. Maybe you getting into the cold open there just threw me off of the intro. Like I was like, I don't know if I
never do it.
I haven't stuffed one up for a very long time. To be fair, like we do this live. I do one take.
And I never do it, and that's I put you off. If I did that, I apologize. But I couldn't help myself. Really, it was the one time I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. I need to be a bit more dynamic, don't I? I'm just so rigid and structured. I need to just go over the flow. If Josh throws me a curveball, I need to dive and catch it. So that's on me, Josh. Don't you worry about that, mate. I need to be a bit more dynamic.
That's what it's all about.
Yes, and absolutely.
Get the improv going.
Yeah, like needs more of a comedy duo sort of attitude when it comes to the podcast, rather than this real serious talking about very serious things like Pokemon and the Virtual Boy, a toy from the 90s. You know, some serious stuff we're going to get into tonight. But yeah, not as serious if we were another platform podcast on the PlayStation and Xbox side. I feel like, they're having some serious conversations over in those those ecosystems this week with the closure of Blue Point and the removal of Phil Spencer. Some serious things happened over there. We kind of avoided it this week at in the Nintendo world of things, which is quite good. We can just talk about fun things for the most part.
I mean, I'm just thumping some Goombas here, Drew. I don't care about what the others are playing or talking about. They talk about games. They don't play them.
That's right. Yeah, no one else plays games. We're here playing games, aren't we?
Well, one a month at least with Nintendo's output. That's how it is.
Yeah, we're too busy. We're actually playing stuff. Yeah, playing Mario Tennis this month. Yeah. Pokopia comes out in a bit over a week, which is, I say it every big Nintendo release, but wow, that came up quick. It's just going past. I can't believe this month is already almost over. It's borderline offensive, to be honest. But
yeah, damn you, February, and why can't you be, 30 days at least?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
28.
It's 28 days, man. I'm not about it. I reckon every month just should be 30 days. Just round it off. 30 days. I think we should.
Well, some are 31.
I know.
31. Make them. Yeah, that's right. Make a couple more 30 and upgrade Feb to 30.
Yeah, we can move some days around. I reckon we can sort this out. And it'll be especially confusing, like in the States, where it's not like the seasons aren't cut off by the months. Like I don't understand what they're doing over there. It's just like, look, it turns over the June. It's winter, etc., etc. I don't know what's going on anywhere else, but yeah. Yes.
Anyway,
let's talk about some relevant stuff, Josh. Let's dive straight into Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green coming to the Nintendo eShop. We can get it for $30 here in Australia, and also we can get it on the 28th, straight after the Pokemon Day or Pokemon Presents, which is pretty neat. So I guess just getting into the whole rigmarole of it, this obviously wasn't meant to be announced when it was. It seems like the listing went up early and the Pokemon Company kind of had to react to it a little bit. Because this would have been a really cool shadow drop, just not knowing a week in advance that we're going to be playing these games. Just, oh crap, go and download Fire Red Leaf Green and wouldn't have to think about it. But this week to sort of lead up to it, there's a lot of discussions about, pricing, not in Nintendo Switch Online. And, all of that stuff is not surprising. Like, we knew that the Pokemon games wouldn't be just put in Nintendo Switch Online because they can make money out of it. Because I know I'm going to be buying it. Josh, I assume you're probably going to buy it. Maybe. I don't know.
Already purchased and pre-downloaded. I'm waiting for Saturday morning, Drew.
Beautiful. Yeah. So I'm the same. I am a little bit I think just looking at the price and looking at it when it's actually on the eShop, I'm like, man, for the 30th anniversary, I would like a collection. I would like them to actually do something to it. Whether it's like do something to the game itself, whether it's like widescreen and some nice quality of life features or something like this is literally just the ROM. But there are a few games that I just like allow. I'm like, that's okay, that's fine. Like Fire Red Leaf Green, some of my favorite games. Big discussions last year with Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 being very expensive. I'm like, well, they're a couple of the best games ever made. I'll waive that one as well. Like there's a few games where I'm just like, oh, it's fine. I'm happy to do it. But yeah, kind of disappointing. But obviously, I didn't really have any expectations going into into the Pokemon Company when they actually got around to re-releasing these. But I don't know. What was your take on it all? Just like out of nowhere, just on the eShop, ready to preload, and just the way the Pokemon Company's, I guess, doing it.
I mean, like, I think it was heavily rumored that these were going to come. So I think the surprise was the fact that, it didn't get announced on the day of Pokemon Day and it came out early. I got the same impression that it seemed like it leaked or accidentally got announced, rather, and they forced their hand. But then I'm hearing other theories, they wanted to maybe get the word out there because there's different language versions. And my understanding is they've done that to, if they don't make changes to this game in some way, they can retain legacy ratings. And because there's gambling things in these games, doing what they've done means that it doesn't have to get re-rated and remains at that G or whatever the equivalent is in the US. So that's my belief, or if I'm wrong, please let me know, listeners. But it's a bit of a weird approach compared to other games we've seen released, and like I don't think any of us ever expected these to be on NSO. We're always kind of hoping they would be, but I think we've talked about it. Not just at the lack of they'd make a lot of money like they are gonna do now by having it separately, but the rewind feature and some of the other RNG stuff they don't want having chaos created from GBA's the NSO app has their rewind feature in it. So I'm not surprised by it all. I just because I think this is everything we've all talked about what it was going to be, and it's probably charged the price I feel it deserves, or was always going to be. It's just I think the fact that it was announced a week early is the surprising thing for me. But nonetheless, I am very much looking forward to playing this game because I never owned the copy myself growing up. I played my brother's version. So I don't think I ever completed it though. And then I found out like recently there's a whole like extra post game in this with the islands. There's more islands than was originally in the original game. So there's a few more things to do, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, man. This game has amazing post game, all with story, and it feels like you're really exploring them as well. That's why I'm so anal when it comes to really wanting good post game from Pokemon games, because like typically from I guess since they gone 3D with Pokemon X and Y, they've had really awful or short post game content. And when I first got into Pokemon, it was Pokemon Emerald with like the Battle Frontier, and it was Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green with a whole set of islands to go and explore. So that was like my first introduction to Pokemon. Yeah. And then like I guess like the generations after it kept that up pretty well, but yeah, it sort of fell off over time. So Yeah, I mean, these games are really important. These are the second Pokemon games that I bought. First one was Ruby and Sapphire, and then this came out the year after in 2004. And I've got really vivid memories of doing jobs around the house to like earn $5 here and there to put towards this game. And I remember like, because I lived out of town, I wanted to go into like basketball. I was playing basketball at the time. So I wanted to go into town to pick it up. But I couldn't. So I gave mum the money and like I just hoped that it was in stock or that she remembered or whatever. And remember coming home with it and popping it in. And yeah, I think I played it for a bit versus Brock, beat him and went for a walk. And sort of, I remember just like geeking out about it as how old would I have been in 2004? 10 years old? So yeah, I played the crap out of this game. I've played it so many times, and it's been a long time since doing a full proper playthrough. So very keen to go back into it and play it that way. Also, the first Pokemon game and probably the first Nintendo game that was wireless for its multiplayer as well. Included with every copy of Fire Red and Leaf Green was a wireless adapter that you plugged into your Game Boy Advance, and that worked with Fire Red Leaf Green and Pokemon Emerald. So very sort of important game for like I guess wireless functionality, and yeah, sort of led to what the DS and all of that took on with that technology. So yeah, very very exciting. What version are you playing? I feel like for me, I want to do Leaf Green because I've always done mainly Fire Red. So I want to do a Leaf Green run with Venusaur, and yeah, that's sort of the flavor of Pokemon I'm in the mood for at the moment.
Yeah, I've typically what I've always done is I let my brothers when I was growing up, or now Michaela, choose the version they want, and I just get the other one just so we can trade the Pokemon exclusive to each version. So Michaela wanted Leaf Green, so I've gone Fire Red.
Nice.
So I probably would have gone the other way. I would have chosen Leaf Green normally, but yeah, I'll choose Fire Red. Why not, eh?
Yeah, it'd be good fun for you too, like being able to play it with Michaela and have the opposite version. And it's like, oh, make sure you get me Vulpix so I can, have the Growlithe and trade them. Yeah, because no online for this.
All that stuff. Yep,
like,
correct.
It's not really, I wouldn't expect online, but I mean, I guess the old Nintendo Switch Online, if it was in the app, it would, but not the case here.
I mean, was it Pokemon Home connectivity was listed and then removed? So I don't know if that's been confirmed later on or to come later. I suppose we'll find out fully, I suppose. But yeah, a bit of a shame if it didn't happen.
Yeah, like, because there are very, the benefits you get. So, okay, it's just a ROM, essentially. Like, it is just a dump of the original game. But Pokemon Home functionality, wireless trading, I think, like, that's, like, just two things where it's like, okay, that's not too bad. Like, you get the quality of life. You can still do the multiplayer and being able to upload Generation 3 Pokemon straight to Pokemon Home with no fluffing about transferring it from Gen 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 into Bank, into Generation 8 with Pokemon Sword and Shield, then into Pokemon Home. A few less steps, a few less hardware purchases and time as well. So I think like just Pokemon Home functionality alone for Pokemon fans would be pretty cool. There's a lot of like discussions online, like why don't you just play it on your phone? Why don't you just download it? It's like, well, I mean, you can do
I like buttons. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yes. I also enjoy buttons. But yeah, I don't know. It's not really that good a argument, I guess. Really, is it? Because it's kind of like, well, you can steal lots of things, I guess. But
and then this is the fun is we all get to play this again and talk about it, and then like you'll see it online. We'll be in our Discords. Everyone's going to be playing this game at the same time, and I think that's part of the experience. You're not just paying for the actual game; it's the experience offline, in the other online realm, I suppose, as well. So, just like Animal Crossing, that was a whole event. This is going to be a whole cool event come this Saturday for us in Australia. We'll get to relive our childhood memories with like one of the best remakes of a Pokemon game. Like I think they absolutely nailed it, didn't they, in this first one? And then I think only Heart Gold and Soul Silver eclipse it. I think every other remake since hasn't quite done it. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's been so long since I played this. I very much can't wait till this weekend to play it properly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you mentioned, that's one of the most exciting things about it, just being back in the zeitgeist, just everybody playing it at the same time. Because obviously, over the last 20 years, or yeah, 22 years, you could play it whenever you want. You could get out the Game Boy Advance. You could, put it on another device. But yeah, just the fact everybody's going to be playing it at the same time, obviously who wants to play it, very exciting. So yes, if you're playing Fire Red Leaf Green this weekend, let us know. Join the Discord and share some Pokemon screenshots and all that. They'll probably block screenshots now on Pokemon Company, but we we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right. So yes. Anything else about Pokemon? I don't feel like we covered that one. Let's move on to the presents.
No, I'm pretty happy.
So we've got the presents. So yeah, Fire Leaf Green will be coming out just afterwards. But just as far as the presents goes, it's going to be on, for us, Josh, it's going to be Saturday the 28th at 12:30 in the morning. So I'll probably be up live streaming that one. It's going to be a big one, you would assume. Probably are going to see Generation 10, hopefully some other fun projects for the 30th anniversary that get some old heads like us excited.
Pokemon Cafe mix. Get excited.
Yeah.
Pokemon Masters 4.5 anniversary.
Yeah, we're going to get at least 10 minutes just sitting through that stuff, which is just like,
yep,
great, wonderful.
Good.
But as far as stuff that actually gets our gander bubbling, Josh, just gets us bloody excited to sit in the chair and wait for a date to roll over with a new product to buy. Is there anything you're looking for? Because Generation 10's a big one, but I'm not really excited by it right now. I just played a Pokemon game. Like, they're coming around every year, and at this point, a year feels like a month. So I'm like, I kind of just played one, and yeah,
But Drew, this seems like it's going to be very different. This one, this feels like they've really taken, like, it's going to be a graphical step with it for the rumors to be.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. That's the thing. I'm not
going to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat
I
the
just
hype.
think you'll be very excited for it.
Yeah, look, if I see it,
okay, you're downplaying it, and I get.
Yeah, like yeah, they've got a bit to prove to me. I also feel like they're putting all of their effort into Beast of Reincarnation. Like, they are at the Xbox showcase, PlayStation State of Play. They're like really marketing that game and pushing that. So I'm like, I feel like that's where Game Freak's attention is this year. So we will see. But I think my biggest hope is just that Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green, it's not the only one. I desperately want Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald on Switch as well. Just give me that one. Like, the idea of like a rollout throughout the 30th anniversary of a few more classic Pokemon games, that's where I'll get excited. That's something I'd want. And in the same fashion, because like, I guess I didn't say this when I was like talking about like the price of Fire Red and Leaf Green, but I also don't mind that it's not Nintendo Switch Online, because I like the idea of just having the icons on my home screen. Some of my favorite games, I could just like, they're not hidden in the app. They're like the little virtual game cards that are on the home screen. I kind of like that. And I kind of want that for the rest of them too. And for like generations of people that haven't played them before or don't have access to them, it'd be great for that too. But yeah. What would be a classic Pokemon game you would love to see come to Switch after Fire and Leaf Green? Like, is there one that you missed and you haven't played, or is there like a favorite you desperately want to do a replay of and want to play it on the TV or something like that? What's one that you'd like to dive into? Obviously, we have the GameCube games coming, or just Coliseum. Can't remember XD, but
yeah, I think definitely XD Gale of Darkness. Like, I'd love to play that on my Switch. Like, I own it, so I have played it, but it has been a little while, and had been holding off for it. And that is a chance of getting shadow dropped as well, or maybe announced in a couple of weeks on Pokemon Day. So that'd be cool. But like, I want to see more spin-offs. I want to experience some of these other, like the pinball game, for example. I just want to play that.
Ooh.
I've never played that before, so why not? I've been enjoying Galactic Pinball on my Virtual Boy, so Why not give that a go? So there's, and eventually Conquest and stuff that's not on a GBA system. The DS, I'd love for that to happen, but I think that'll probably happen in time. But I think Gen 10's, if that's the main focus and that's the one big real announcement, then I think that's more than enough for me. I'd love to see like the starters as well and get excited for that. But also, I like the idea of looking forward to like what's on the Netflix side. Like Pokemon Concierge, you're going to get some stuff coming up soon for that. The Far-Fetched, Sofetchel or whatever it was
Oh,
called.
that's
Like,
right.
I want to
Yeah.
see some more things about that as well. So, yeah, not just the games, because I think we've got Pokopia. We'll have this weekend with Leaf Green, Fire Red, and Gen 10, and Pokemon Champions this year. So that's a lot of Pokemon. Like let's to play. I want to hear about some stuff to watch and view as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I completely forgot about those, and I can't remember if there was a date or a year on for like the Surfette show or anything like that. Yeah, I completely forgot about those. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, it's just frustrating because I got the kids right. I got the kids. They like watching shows. At the moment, absolutely obsessed with Peppa Pig. Well, these kids fucking love Peppa Pig, right? Yeah,
Peppa Pig.
exactly. So today, Josh, we get home.
Good.
I got Lucas and Layla, and Lucas is like, "Want to watch Peppa Pig?" And Layla's like, in the back seat doing the honk. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this kid's fiend for Peppa Pig.
Even Layla knows how to do that.
Yeah, no, she's a little.
Great.
She says a few words and she honks.
Honker.
Little honker, yeah. Just little Peppa Pig. So I need that enthusiasm for a Pokemon product. Like I put on the show and it's just instantly don't want to watch this. I'm like, oh come on, you. Why do you even breed in the first place?
Please love Pokemon, guys.
Yeah, what's the point of breeding if you can't share it with your offspring? Come on. So yeah, I hope one of these shows
their
resonates.
abilities haven't aligned to your breeding, Drew.
Yeah, so maybe the Surfetched is just like, I love this. We need to watch this, Dad. It might be wonderful, bloody beautiful.
That will be the day that brings a tear to Drew's eyes. God, come on, kids.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it well.
Your dad did as a kid.
Yeah, the Mario movie's done it for me. So at least we're there. He likes the Mario movie.
That's good. That's good.
So
That's right.
Yes, I guess Toy Story. Look, I'm obviously not as enthusiastic about Toy Story as I am Nintendo stuff, but I saw the trailer for Toy Story 5. I'm like, I want to go and see that. I've got a kid.
Is he bald? Is he balding, Woody? Did I see that correctly? Hear that correctly?
Yeah, he's got like a bit of a bald patch on the back of his head. It's just like rubbed off paint, I guess, because he's a toy. But it's like I love these childhood properties from when we were kids, reminding us, oh fuck, we're getting old. I love being reminded about that from Toy Story of all things.
Oh, it's great to be reminded of those things. Keeps you alive. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. It's amazing. There's 5 of them. I love Toy Story. So yeah.
It's a bit like Shrek as well. It's a Shrek 5. I think it's 5 coming out at the end of this year. And Shrek's like old with like grown up kids. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Just can't just be the Shrek. Can it be the full of energy Shrek?
Just
I remember.
The Simpsons, they stayed the same.
Exactly. Like, yeah. I mean, that's weird as well. And I guess Pokemon falls into that conversation as well. So I've grown up and Ash is like, I still want to be the best. Like, come on, haven't you made any progress in your character progression, like at all?
You're getting nowhere fast, mate.
Yeah, it's like, especially
give up if you haven't done it by now.
Especially like at the end of like the Johto arc, where like he actually grew a lot and he almost become the champion. Then he like just resets, and he resets again and again and again and again, and then all of a sudden
he finally does it though.
Yeah, all of a sudden he wins the league. It's like, Jesus Christ, I've got kids, Ash, and you haven't even like grown a beard. Don't know. Anyway, that's how I feel about
getting old.
Getting old, absolutely. So yeah.
Yes.
I think you've got some pretty good expectations. I think yours are going to be met. Mine, a little bit more ambitious. I just want Ruby and Sapphire. That's all I want. Pokemon Pinball, like you said, too. That'd be great.
It wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because what? I was reading you do the post game in Fire Red Leaf Green to be able to do trading with Sapphire and Ruby and
Hmm.
Emerald. So um, it kind of complemented in that way. So it'd be cool if there was an announcement of later on these will be available for purchase too.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, you're definitely right. They're hugely connected because 2002 Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, that was the first ever hard cut off on a hardware level that the Pokemon series ever had. With like Gold, Silver, Crystal, you could trade with Red, Blue, Yellow, but these ones you couldn't. So you didn't have access to like your favorite Kanto Pokemon. So I think that was like largely the reason these games got remade in the first place, just so you could have access to the first 151, and you could trade them over to Ruby and Sapphire. So they kind of had like one
Yes.
half of the Pokemon each, essentially, apart from like a handful of Johto Pokemon. So yeah, it is one of those things. Was like if you really get into Fire Red Leaf Green on the Switch, you're like, oh, I'm gonna beat the national decks. I want to like catch all the Pokemon. I'm gonna do the thing. It's like, well, you can't. So don't know, another $30. Nintendo's got your money again. That'd be quite nice. I'll happily give you $30. I'll Christ. I just thought about it.
I've seen people buy all four versions, Drew. I've seen people on Twitter buy
Really?
all language options and
Why?
crazy. Yes.
Why?
I do not know. I do not know.
I'll probably get both Fire and Leaf Green. Maybe eventually, like down the line, I'll get Fire Red as well. Maybe. Don't know.
Yep, and that's fine. Yep. Yep. I see. Yeah, I get that, but buying it in Spanish and then French and then English as well, I just no. Why?
Yeah.
Unless you're really actually can speak those languages and like it's like a training way for you to learn language. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm just such a big fan. I need them all. Got to catch them all.
Me gusta Pokemon. Like it's yeah. You go.
Because yeah, it wouldn't be such a hard game to play in a different language apart from just like the moves. That's where I'd be like, I don't know what this is. I guess like you would have to just check it,
Yeah.
like, oh, it does this damage, it's this type. And for like Generation 3, when you've been playing Pokemon your whole life, you can like, oh yeah, that's Water Gun or that's Whirlpool or yeah. Because I have played Pokemon in a different language now I think about it. I played Heart Gold in a different language. I played it in Japanese because when it came out in Japan.
Why?
Well, I'll tell you why, Josh. It came out in Japan early, and I got a copy and put it on my R4, and I played it all the way through and beat the shit out of it before it even came out in Australia. And then it came out in Australia, and I did it all again straight away. Yeah, God, those games are good. So yes, I've done it before.
I mean, Drew, what's the Puno Fuego? What moves that?
No idea, Josh. What is it?
Fire Punch.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
What's Mega Puno?
Mega Punch.
What's Mega Punch? Yeah, I don't think there's many other easy ones actually. Yeah, it would be hard. I take that back. I'm thinking Spanish is so simple and comparable to English, and it is in a lot of ways. But nah, I'm getting disproven as I read it through. Carry on. Anyway, my point did not.
At least it's like the same characters. Like it's not Japanese or Chinese or something like that. At least if it's like a Spanish
Yes.
or Italian or whatever language they have.
Yeah.
In there. But yeah, when it's
Absorber. What's Absorber? I found one.
Absorb.
Absorb. Yep.
No,
Submission. What's submission?
Submission.
Yes. Maybe there is hope. Actually, look at this.
Yeah.
Furia Dragon. What's Furia Dragon?
Fury Cutter. Fury Swipes.
Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage. Maybe. Toxico is toxic.
It's chuck an O on the end.
There you go. Maybe I'll get the Spanish version as well.
Yeah, you may as well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
It is kind of a cool idea. Like if you are learning Italian or something, it's like a perfect game to do that. Like it's not too complicated. Like character.
Might be this could. Yeah, this is how you learn Spanish, Drew.
Yeah, maybe. If you were to learn another language, what would you do?
You got to move to the country, don't you, and just learn it as you go.
But what
Maybe, I don't know.
what language would you try and learn if you were to try and learn another language?
I don't know. I think Spanish would be easier. French, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, just
I'd love to learn Japan, but it's too hard. Japanese is too hard. It's too hard.
yeah. I mean, that would be my answer too. But yeah, you got to learn a whole other alphabet and everything. So a little bit tougher.
But writing it, the kanji, just nah. It's just I don't think I can do it.
Just nah. All right.
Nah.
Let's move on to Xenoblade Chronicles X. It got a Switch 2 upgrade, so you can now play at 60 FPS with an increased resolution. I haven't had any interest in picking this up because I'm not going to play Xenoblade Chronicles X anytime soon. I know you're playing last year, Josh, and you played quite a bit. I'm just going to read this article from Nintendo Life because there has been some problems with the upgrade and people are getting refunds for the game, and I've got no idea what they are. So I'm going to learn with you guys. Well, actually, you guys probably already know, but I'll learn as I'm reading it. So the article reads, Color are surprised and delighted when Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition Nintendo Switch 2 Edition dropped last week. Silky smooth 60 FPS with updated textures and resolutions count us in. And while initially we were in awe of how Mirror looked on the newest Nintendo console, as time has gone on and fans have been digging into the update, some are disappointed, reportedly asking Nintendo to refund the $5 for the game. The problems are largely related to handheld play where fans speculate that a filter or upscaler has been used to improve the textures. But it hasn't really been worked in some cases, with some saying that the game looks worse than the Switch 1 version. GVG has highlighted some shimmering and texture issues throughout both docked and handheld, though the latter is more prominent. Switch Up spotted some shimmering on the character and enemy shadows. Depending on how sensitive you are to some of this, you might not notice too many issues, but there are some here and many unhappy. Over on Reddit, some have managed to snag a refund, with others claiming the Switch 2 edition looks worse than the Wii U version. We wouldn't go for that, and we think that in docked, the game looks and runs beautifully for the most part, but it's clear people aren't happy. Following our pretty glowing hands-on with the game last week, we've since revisited Xenoblade Chronicles X on Switch 2 over the weekend and have spotted some of the larger issues ourselves. We've updated our thoughts on the upgrade since then. Docked, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition is great, and the 60 FPS boost might be worth it alone. And in handheld, we could eventually look past some of the bigger upscaling issues because we're running around so much. But when you start to focus in on some of the detail, you can spot the problems. End quote. So yeah, that's the end of the article there. And yeah, I just want to say that I like that you can get upgrades for these games relatively cheap, but it does still rub me the wrong way that just for a FPS boost and resolution boost, Nintendo are still asking for money. I feel like the updated performance should be with the console purchase itself, like upgrading to a better piece of hardware. And just while like Phil Spencer's in the news this week for a more negative reason, I still remember listening to him on the Giant Bombcast when they were asking him about the upgrade to Halo Infinite on Series X when that got announced. And his answer to that was just like, why would we charge our loyal hardcore customers to just charge them to play their game better on a piece of hardware they already own? And it's especially confusing on Nintendo's behalf just because it's like it's inconsistent. Like this same upgrade to other games have been free. So why is this one? And especially it is frustrating when people are noticing that it's just the
Which ones though?
Like what was it? Echoes of Wisdom. That one was free. Mario 3D World. Like there was a bunch of them at launch that were just for free. Like didn't have any content, but they did have this. But obviously a few weeks ago, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, that was an $8 upgrade here in Australia. So it seems like they're experimenting just with what they can essentially get away with. I don't know. I just find it kind of frustrating because, like, yes, it isn't much. Like, if this comes out, you want to play it, you spend the $8, it's all good. But if you want to upgrade a few games, like you're going to spend like $50 at once because you want like like just your hardware to be used on the games you're playing. Don't know. It rubs me the wrong way, and I feel like Nintendo, as far as their cross-generation efforts have gone, has been by far the worst across Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Like, yeah, this is by far the worst implementation of that. But I guess, Josh, just throwing it to you, how do you feel about just the complaints people have? Are you looking to get into Xenoblade Chronicles X again later this year with the Switch 2 edition? And how do you feel about the name now having 2 editions in its name?
Well, it's definitely definitively era, which is good. You can't get more definitive than a Switch 2 edition, I'm sure. So, I suppose for me, it's just like, oh, it's $8. That's like a really expensive cup of coffee. What's the harm? So I just bought it, and I have no plans to play it anytime soon, but I want to play it again eventually. And so, I figured, when I do get back onto it, I would want to have played, the Switch 2 edition. So it's there, ready and waiting for that moment because I've done about 35 hours, I reckon. I've got a scale, so like the fun times like are just about to start really with me in this game. So I do need to get back into it. I don't know, like if I haven't checked this personally, and if anyone can confirm this, whether Drew, like I know you mentioned Link's Awakening, like the visuals, like they say optimized for Switch 2 display. Does that mean it's actually definitely 4K and 60 frames? Like, is there a difference between these free upgrades and then, you're paying $8 and you get the visual upgrade for Animal Crossing New Horizons per se? Because I know that, yes, maybe for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition here, that's, the visual upgrades have not looked as good as people were hoping for. And probably something that, for $8 you'd definitely want, in handheld as well, looking as nice as possible. But this is me generally not knowing these other upgrades, because I'm just on the page here, like Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom, Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right with 3D World and Bowser's Fury. They'll say visuals and frame rate, optimized. Yep. So, like, is that the same thing? Is that effectively, do you know that, Drew? Like, effectively, does that mean definitely 4K and 60 frames?
Maybe not 4K necessarily, but as far as handheld mode goes, it means 1080p, like it's optimized for the screen. So it's the maximum resolution for like handheld mode. And as far as like FPS goes, that can be a bit more dicey. Like it might go from 30 to 60, or it might just be a stable 30, or it might be a stable 60. Like it's just like improved frame rate. So it's like it's pretty loose on that. Why it sounds like people are upset with this is like what the Switch is doing, like DLSS. What it does is it takes like an internal resolution. So the Switch 2 might be putting out 720, and then it uses DLSS to basically just stretch that image out to 4K and fill in all the gaps. So then it looks like a nice sharp resolution.
Yep.
It's not as good a technology on a PlayStation 4 Pro, for example, like back when that came out, but it's a similar thing. It wasn't it wasn't a native 4K. It wasn't the machine like pushing that out with its raw power. And for the most part, like even like real powerful PCs, you're not getting native 4K. You've got to have like a really good rig. So there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just where it frustrates me, where it's like, so I'm paying to use my DLSS in my Switch 2 to make this game I bought look better. It's like, I don't know what I'm buying here. Like the developers to go in and do some things with the code, kind of like, and even then, I don't know. It just it rubs me the wrong way. Just because like every other platform, even PlayStation, like PlayStation did a few paid upgrades, but for the most part, you get both versions. You get the PS4 and PS5 version with a disc. Or a digital purchase, and it just feels like that's the thing that's just about Switch 2, but it just frustrates me the most. Like just nickel and diming at every sort of point they can, and like I'll take it on Pokemon. I'm fine, like $30. I'm like, fair enough, I'll buy it. But yeah, it's just like every like game like that I own in my library, that's going to add up to a bit by the end of the generation. Like Xenoblade Chronicles, I'd like to see that in 1080p on my handheld screen. Animal Crossing. Smash Brothers. This or that. Like It's going to add up. Like I get what you're saying, Josh. Like if I just bought it for $8 when it came out last week or earlier this week, like it's not gonna cripple me financially. I'm not gonna see it on the bill and go, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have bought that $8 upgrade for Xenoblade Chronicles X to make it the Switch 2 edition. Like, but it's just like it's one of those things where it's just it doesn't feel good, and don't know, it's just kind of frustrating. But yeah.
I don't know, Drew. Like when the Switch 2 first came out, they gave us, like, if you're an NSO member, free upgrades to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You got those upgrades for free. So like they've like everything, all these Switch 2 editions. There's multiple routes for them to do it, and I'm just looking at this list, here. That's the free ones, and there was a whole range of games, some more popular than others. Yeah, it's interesting. I would like to know the rationale. I think Animal Crossing was, they went about that differently because there was content there, and the content was free, and then the visual upgrade was you had to pay for that, which I think greater good. I think more people cared about the content, and that was the free part. So that was nice of them in that regard to do it. I'm not defending Nintendo or anything like that. I think my point is, it's there's no pattern to it, and it's just all random, and they'll get away with what they can effectively because we're getting charged $30 for Fire Red and Leaf Green instead of it being a free add-on to NSO. So, I just think there's no point trying to find a pattern to this because there'll probably be another Switch 2 edition that becomes bundled behind NSO or behind that paywall, and they might do a whole other list of free ones to come later on, that kind of thing, like they did with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD now, which has Dixie Kong in it, and they added free content to that. That's very, very interesting. Like I'd love to know if there's criteria for it, like because they did Odyssey for free, visually upgrading, no new content, but like the visuals all look nicer, and they haven't charged for that. But for Xenoblade Chronicles X, I don't know, is it because it's a more recent game? Is it because they think people might be waiting because it was so close to Switch 2 for a Switch 2 upgrade that they've done this now? I don't know. There's so many questions to it, but like any company, and especially Nintendo now, who's run by accountants and not by actual game developers, they're going to charge what they can.
Yeah. No, I get it from Nintendo's perspective. Like, if they can make any bit of money, they can. I guess it is what it is. But yeah, it just. Like I really love my Switch 2, but this is a sticking point where I'm just like, it doesn't make me feel good when I'm like interacting with it and like looking at my library and like I've got to like it's just got to especially like
Would you have if it was free though? Would you have bought Xenoblade Chronicles X, downloaded the upgrade pack, and actually played it?
Well, I probably wouldn't play it right now. I would have downloaded the pack for sure, but I don't have quite the room right now to dive into the world of Xenoblade Chronicles X right now.
I don't know if you ever will. I suppose is my point as well. Like it's just it might be one of those games that's too big and long for you to ever really dabble in. Yeah, no, yeah,
it probably is, but I don't really feel like it's the point. Like regardless of what the game is, they got like the free upgrade this week. That's just what sort of spurred on the conversation, but.
I think the thing is, it sounds like it's not a great upgrade for $8. If it was a free one, we'd be less entitled to complain. But for $8 and from the looks of it, the way they've done the updates visually is not quite there. So, and the other thing is like, I think there was a whole bunch of stuff online about whether refunds were actually being done, and because one person said they got a refund that other writers were saying, Nintendo's offering refunds, which might not have been an actual blanket, policy for them. That might have been a different situation. I don't know for sure, but I've always thought it's pretty difficult to get something back from Nintendo when it comes to these sorts of purchases. But who knows? And I'd like to think they can still fix this and fix the upgrade, and it becomes Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, more definitive.
Fingers crossed. We can only hope for that more definitive edition.
Yeah, they can go more definitive, I reckon.
Yeah. So yes. We'll see what the next Switch 2 upgrade is, whether it'll be free, whether it'll be paid. I guess it's Mario Wonder, which is behind the Bella Bella Park expansion. So yeah, that's another way they do it too, isn't it? Like behind the full on expansions like they did with Kirby the Forgotten
with actual
Land.
content.
Yeah. Which is like
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Which depending on the content is like I see that being okay. But also like if you just want to play Mario Wonder just on your Switch 2 and look better, it's kind of like, well, I've got to pay $30. Like if you're not interested in the content either,
Yeah,
makes it a bit tougher.
that's right.
All right.
For sure.
Let's jump into some Virtual Boy, Josh. Your Virtual Boy rocked up last week. You've been playing some. I have not. I've been just watching from the outside. I watched your unboxing video on youtube.com/Nintendo Maniacs. Saw a cloud hop in the box. Do all that cute stuff. Very good video. Go and check it out if you haven't already, everybody. But Josh, what's your week been like? I'm sure you've missed work. You haven't seen your loved ones. You've just been inside that VR headset, and your eyes are bleeding red because you haven't seen light in days. So how's it been going?
Drew, I love the color red. Why do I need to see other colors in this world? Like, why can't everything be red and black? I don't know. Just no. I've been very excited for this. My Virtual Boy coming and arriving. So yeah, I did an unboxing. Little Cloud, my new cat, sees a box. He just can't help himself. Jumps right into it. But yeah, as a Nintendo fan, this device, this hardware, the Virtual Boy's always really intrigued me. I've found it really sort of mysterious for a number of reasons, not just because it's been hard to obtain, but Nintendo has very rarely wanted to acknowledge it and talk about it. So total surprise when this got announced. So this arrived last Tuesday for me. Absolutely, I love this thing. It's so stupid, Drew. Like it makes like it's like the limitations of it. Like it's so bad it's good for me. Like as a Nintendo fan and history sort of buff when it comes to all this sort of stuff. So I've spent a lot of like time playing the games, but also reading about the history a bit more and understanding it and where they were going from. So I've just recorded an episode with my good friend Andrew Sumo is his name. I met him in Japan on my honeymoon, and he was actually buying Virtual Boy games in a Sagaya store that we visited. So it was great to have him on. He's a big fan of the Virtual Boy too, and they'll be out in the next couple of days. But
2 episodes in a couple of weeks.
I've had a lot. No, I know. It's a bit more evergreen, this one, because we talk about the Virtual Boy in general. So it will come out Thursday or Friday if everyone's listening to this live. Otherwise, it will already be out. So, and then I've got to get in before Fire Red, Leaf Green, and Pokopia next week. There's a lot of Pokemon to come. So, this thing, from all accounts, looks very much one-to-one with the actual Virtual Boy. And then, like, even the stuff at the bottom, like the previously, if you had an actual one, the portholes for the controller, the power, the headphone jack, there's all little like holes to look like where it was going to be. So it's pretty much one-to-one, except there's like a decal missing back in the day where you could have called like a hotline, like Nintendo support, and that's missing for obvious reasons. They don't want you calling that number because I don't know if that would exist anymore. But it apparently, from what I've heard from other people, like even smells like the original machine. People actually own the Virtual Boys. Like the plastic and the coloring looks exactly the same. Like they've done a really good job with the stand. Like, I think from a collector's point of view, this thing is amazing. And I've played the games. I've dabbled a couple of hours already in it, and I think that's a long time to play Virtual Boy games. A couple of hours. For me, I've really enjoyed experiencing that, but also like this thing's going to be in my room for from now on, and I'm really going to enjoy getting to look at it and reflect on that time where Nintendo thought this was a good idea, or before the 64 was a thing and they needed something out there. Let's get into 32-bit VR gaming, and this is their answer to it, because it's not ergonomic. Literally, I've had it stood at my desk, and then I've got to put stuff underneath it to sort of heighten it a bit more, and then so it like fits nicely, so I'm not slouched over. And then it's got to be at a certain angle for it to work, and then you can adjust like the the IBD with you click the R stick and it can zoom in and out the picture so you can get it calibrated to what you need. And so, but you got to hold that spot. So it's not, you know, you got to be amped up to play it. You got to be ready to, prepared to, it's not like you can get home and like, okay, you're always going to be feeling like you want to play your Virtual Boy. Not like, when you get home, you can just get on the couch and put the switch on and it's very easy, isn't it? Either on the TV or on your hands. It's very, very approachable, whereas this isn't. So, yeah, I'm going to, be dabbling in this throughout. And as these extra games throughout the year do get released, I'll be all over it. That's for sure.
Yeah, cool. What's been your favorite game you've played so far? Because they've included 5 games, have they? I think that's come out. So what's been the one that has grabbed your attention mostly?
So I think there's 7. 7
Oh, 7
already out. Yep. It's definitely, it's definitely Virtual Boy Wario Land. Probably no surprise to anyone who knows the catalog. That game, it's such a shame that it got locked behind such an inaccessible piece of hardware, the Virtual Boy. But Virtual Boy Wario Land's fun, and it's really creative, fun 2D platformer that does use the whole virtual reality gimmick, I suppose, pretty well. A lot of like action in the foreground and the background, enemies appearing, reappearing. There's some boss battles where like there's things getting thrown at you, and you got to it's coming towards you, so you got to be mindful of that and move at the right time. And so, it's quite ingenious. And then a lot of like treasure hunting aspects in the Wario Land game, and so you get different endings depending on how quickly you finish it. So it's got like a bit of replayability kind of stuff going on there. The music's great. The soundtrack for Wario Land is awesome. Like really, really pleasantly surprised with how fun that one is. So that's easily my favorite. But then like 3D Tetris is an experience, and I wish it wasn't just on the Virtual Boy. Because you're not just clearing a 2D line, it's literally like, a whole floor of that line in 3 dimensions you got to clear. So, like, it works, and the controls are quite intuitive. It just gets a little, like when it's really full on 3Ding, it's a bit tricky to sort of work your way through it, and it can get a bit harder later on, and they've got multiple blocks at later stages to keep it really challenging for you. But that's quite good too. And then another one I really wanted to call out is the Mansion of Innsmouth, which was a Japanese exclusive game until now. And it's like a Doom sort of Resident Evil horror-esque game where you've got like a minute to get to the door, and you've got like a limited amount of bullets, and you will come across monsters, and you've got to be very selective to use the bullets to kill them, but also to go the right way and exit the level. So it's like, just imagine you got a whole minute, you got like a whole room area to explore, and you got to like quickly like explore, turn around, oh, here's a monster, like, okay, like, and you got to use like the D-pad, the right one, the reticule, to line up the bullseye to make sure you hit the monster. And it's quite a like, I don't know, slightly edge of your seat. It's a very different experience, and it's because it's first person perspective. The Virtual Boy reality there does help with it. So really cool. You don't really need to know Japanese to play it. So would have been a great one to play for low Western Virtual Boy users back in the day. But alas, that wasn't to be. And then I think Galactic Pinball's the other call out. The others I haven't really gelled with, like golf. It's just a pretty basic golf game.
Yeah. I gave it a little bit of a go. I don't have a headset, so I just saw if it worked, and how it appears just on the screen, just with like the 2 images right next to each other, just so it's like, I guess, like each image is for each eye to give you that 3D effect. So yeah, that's how I played it. But that game you described, like I forgot what you said the name of it was, but when you're going around that room, that sounds pretty interesting, like a different one.
Yeah, the Mansion of Innsmouth. It's I think people will talk about this game more now. You probably will hear it a bit more, but I actually rate it. It's quite better than I think people were expecting as well.
Because you mentioned like using the second D-pad. What are the controls like? You're playing on like Pro Controller. How does it sort of yeah, how does it work? Because like I would have loved it to include like an actual Virtual Boy controller as well, just to give that real authentic experience. But so yeah, like obviously you got the authentic experience
Yeah.
putting your head into it, but actually using the controller, does it work?
It does. It's so like because there's no second D-pad on any other controller I have, I got to use the R stick, and it works. But I think it would have been more better to have it, with a genuine Virtual Boy controller. So that's the one reservation. I wish they brought that out as well. And to have a wireless version of that, I just would have I would have bought two of them maybe. I don't know. I just love the look of that controller so much, and the fact that I still don't have a replica one kind of annoys me to this day. So, um, it like, and for things like 3D Tetris, it worked really well. Like just having it would have worked really well on that controller. So, um, I hope maybe they correct it, but and it would have been another way for them to make a bit of money. I would have thought, because I think most people who would have bought this device would have bought the controller as well. So
Mm.
interested to know why they didn't do that. I will say, sorry, I forgot about Telero Boxer, because that's the
Oh
one
yeah, yeah.
that's also like it's a fighting game. That's a first person's perspective as well, and I think that does the VR stuff really well, and that does well with the D-pad too, because you got to like each D-pads for each arm, and you got to like have it raised at the certain points, lower them, use it to attack with the buttons, and so um, that one's quite intuitive and really shows the VB capability well too.
Yeah, that looks like fun because that was in like the Nintendo Switch Online commercials. So just stuff like that. Like I feel like
Mm.
if I ever get around to getting this thing, I want just like easy 5 minute experiences. Like I feel like playing this, and you do a round of boxing or a round of Tetris or a round of pinball. Those are the games where I feel like they'll get the most replay value. But stuff that's a bit longer might be a bit more of a challenge if you're not really feeling it. Um, Also, like
Yeah, that's right.
I saw a video on, I think it was Game Explained. Like I didn't watch the video, I just saw the title, but they mentioned that they were using the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo 64 controller with the Virtual Boy. Like that's a bit more of a authentic feeling one, because I guess you would have the D-pad, then you would have like
So the C
the C buttons.
buttons,
Yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah. Would that help? You reckon? Like,
It would, yes, and
yeah.
I did see I heard I saw the thumbnail of that video. I didn't watch it, but yeah, just thinking about what it would be about the C6, the
Yeah.
C button, sorry, on that 64 controller to make it, pretty much a pseudo D-pad controller, that one.
Yeah, well,
So I should try that out.
so Game Explained, we both saw your video, but we were both intrigued, but we did not click. So think about your thumbnail and title next time. That, yeah, so that's probably what I'll
That's right.
do
That's right.
if I get around to
The
it.
other, yeah. Well, I mean, you can just get the cardboard one. That's $25.
I was thinking about it, but I'm like, nah.
Yeah. Do you have the Labo? You don't have the Labo VR,
No,
do
I
you?
don't. No.
'Cause
Otherwise,
that
I could just
works
use
too.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, glad you're
Oh well,
enjoying it,
maybe
Josh.
one day.
So, do you have a spot in your room where it's going to sit? Do you have a spot cleared out for it yet?
Not yet. I want it to go around here somewhere. So I think maybe at the very bottom where my arm is right now. There's a few random things down there. If I can get it to fit down there, I think that would be cool. Because I want it to be around, yeah, the Nintendo stuff down there, and probably in view of the camera as well. It deserves a bit of attention going forward. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. You need it in the shot. So, when you're podcasting and doing all that, people go, oh, is that a real Virtual Boy? Or is it just one of those fake ones?
That's right. You probably cannot tell.
No, definitely not on camera when
But
it's in the
they're
background.
cool. They're funky. Put the stand on the right way, guys. Make sure the feet are facing away from the visor. I learnt that the hard way. After reading the instructions, I learnt that.
There you go. It's always worth reading the instructions, apparently.
Correct. Definitely.
All right. Have you been playing anything else?
The
Oh,
other
yeah.
thing has been Paranormal Sites. So this is The Mermaid's Curse. So this is the sequel to a game I've talked about a bit on the show. Played the very first one last year, before and during my trip to Japan. And this one's nautically themed. It's a visual novel made by Square Enix, and yeah, I'm about a couple of hours in. It is very different in sort of story so far. No curse stones, but it's still like a mythical kind of paranormal, obviously in the name, kind of aspect going on. There's some more 3D stuff going on. There's like a diving mini game you have at the start and can kind of master a bit. And I'm enjoying it so far. So I've had a busy weekend, so I didn't get to play much on it, but it will definitely be my main game this week before definitely the weekend.
Do you see it living up to the sequel? Oh, not the sequel, the original game so far? Like, is it hooked you in?
It's definitely intrigued me. I've gone into this not expecting it to, for me, beating the first game, just because I had that weird connection to the first one. It felt paranormal, my connection to it in a way, just how it, I booked accommodation in the actual like 10 minutes walk from the actual place it occurred. So and was playing it whilst in Japan. So like this won't be the case. It's set off a what are they called? The prefunctures, the states areas. It's set in a different area on a more fictional island, but in a real prefecture, whatever it's called. So it's a bit more, it's talking about a lot of mythological stuff. You kind of like, and also a lot of history of what Japanese people believed in the day about mermaids. So there is actual stuff to learn in here as well. So, but also overlaid with, the fake island and the story that happens, which is fake as well. So, yeah, I am enjoying it though, nonetheless.
Cool. So yeah, I guess we'll hear about it next week a bit more when you actually play through it a little bit more, which would be good to hear. I still need to.
Definitely.
I might get to the first one whenever I feel like a visual novel. Will that get picked out of the other ones I got? I don't know. See if Josh can talk me into it.
Did you buy it in the end, or you bought it, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it. It was on sale for $15 or something at the time, wasn't it? So, yes.
That's right. It was 50% off when we bought it.
Yeah, which is it's a nice little sale. It was on sale before the release of this game for $7.50. So it was like on a real deep sale. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
I think I saw Zach playing it on just when I was online.
Yes, that's right.
Like,
He did play it.
I think I clicked into it. I'm like, oh, yep. Good sale. Nice. Yeah. All right. What have I been playing? I've been playing.
What about you, Drew?
I guess talking about Nintendo Switch Online. Last week, towards the end of the week, I sat down and I didn't really feel like doing much progress in any story games. So I got out my 8-bit dough arcade stick and I just went through and played some Nintendo Switch Online games. I went from like Game Boy to... I went through them all, I think. I at least went through all of the systems just to at least update them. And there's just something so fun about Nintendo Switch Online when you have spent a dumb amount of money and got the actual controllers. Like actually being able to use like the GameCube controller, the Nintendo 64 controller, Super Nintendo, SNES, and like I've got here with the arcade stick. It was just so much fun just playing. I wasn't looking to make progress on any games or do anything like that. I just wanted to play. Like I started off with like NES, just playing Mario and Zelda and Punch Out, and just seeing if it worked okay with an arcade stick. Because some games aren't too good with it, but other games like Mario and that, like they are so fun. Just to like have a stick and like leverless buttons to play it that way. So yeah, I just had an absolute ball, and I went through and jumped into the Mega Drive app, and I was actually blown away by like the first Streets of Rage. Like in my mind's eye, I knew what that game looked like. I played Streets of Rage 4, like all the way through, and that's a beautiful game made by Dotemu. It's just like hand drawn, stunning, absolutely immaculate game. So
it is.
And I'm like, I was playing on my computer monitor and like OLED, like Streets of Rage with like the blacks and that pixel art. I'm like, this pixel art on Mega Drive is absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's like we all know like 16-bit games, even like Game Boy Advance games, like absolutely beautiful, hold up to this day. A lot of Super Nintendo games, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with Mega Drive necessarily. And it's like, it's beautiful, just like Super Nintendo, but it's like, it's a different flavor. It's a different chip, different sound chip. Like, so it's just like different flavor. So, yeah, I was just, it looks like a Streets of Rage. I'm like, it looks like if this game came out today and I just downloaded it on the eShop or something, I'm like, this is just an absolutely beautiful game. So yeah, I played that for like half an hour. I got to a boss that kicked my ass a bit. I'm like, all right, next game. But yeah, no,
Cool.
I absolutely loved it.
Do you have the Mega Drive controller? Is that right?
I actually do. Got it right here actually.
Yeah.
I wasn't using the Mega Drive controller though. I was just using the arcade stick. I'm like, yeah. So I want to go back to it and actually like try and beat that boss and see if I can get through. I assume it's not that long a game if I don't get stuck too much. So yeah, I was playing that, and then I jumped into Pulse Man, which is a Game Freak game released on the Mega Drive, and I had a decent amount of fun with it. It's a pretty standard 2D platformer where you play as like this pulse of electricity character, and he seems to interact with different switches and things, and all of that seems pretty cool. So I'd like to play that a little bit more. It's always interesting, like just looking back at non-Pokemon Game Freak games, but also like a lot of them aren't on Nintendo platforms as well. Like they seem to be like, all right,
yes,
whether it's escaping. I don't know if Pulse Man came out before. It must have. I don't know what year Pulse Man came out, to be honest with you. I don't know if it was before Pokemon or not, but yeah, it's always interesting. Like Tempo the Badass Elephant, like when that came out in the early 2010s, it's like surely you could put it on Wii U or 3DS. Like that is your market for this cute looking 2D platformer. But no, it wasn't on Wii U, it wasn't on Wii, it wasn't on 3DS. Like it's just PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That's exactly where you want to play Tempo the Badass Elephant from Game Freak. They seem to just like avoiding Nintendo when they can. So I don't know if that's
intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like when they're like, what is the relationship actually like outside of like the business of Pokemon? It's just very interesting. I'd love just to ask someone like, so what do you think of Nintendo? Like,
Always feel they break out. Yeah.
Yeah. So yes.
Yeah. I feel like it's like just in case they ever like lose contact with Nintendo or something wrong happens. Like, yeah, we can work with other systems. We can make games elsewhere.
Yeah, it could be. It could be just like, just with a lifeline. Just like, all right, just in case Pokemon falls through. We're like, all right, we really fucked it up. We did like 15 years of just real bad games and no one cares anymore. Or everybody's playing Roblox and Minecraft and we can't break through anymore. You've got Pulse Man, you've got Tempo the Badass Elephant, you've got Beast of Reincarnation. Man, Game Freak, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Ready to go.
Little town hero. Jeez. Got all these money printers just everywhere. You won't have to worry about Pokemon very soon.
Classic.
Yeah, the classics.
Drill Dozer. Bring back Drill Dozer.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonder how that's true. That one didn't escape Nintendo. Drill Dozer did it.
No. That one stayed around.
Yep.
That's going to be on NSO soon, I would have thought.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, so I think, I've just been really enjoying Nintendo Switch Online. Just like, it's fun just to jump in and play and just like, I didn't really feel like doing anything, but like some nights, like last night, for example, I went to bed relatively early. I'm like, it's like 8:30 or 9. I would like to play something. So it's like, I don't feel like doing Final Fantasy 7 right now. So all right, I'm going to do some Mario Tennis and some Smash. Like at least fit some gaming in. It's just been fun to pick up and play. So I haven't really made much progress in Final Fantasy 7, and I'm looking at the calendar. I'm like, oh my God, this month has just gone by and I've done like not that much progress, which is like, Jesus Christ. So I don't know. Sometimes I just struggle to make.
Are you going to get Requiem?
We'll see. I'll play it if I get access to it. I'd love to cover it for like the podcast and all of that. But otherwise, I can wait for that one. I've got like I can wait for a sale or something later in the year. Because I'm not like a big Resident Evil guy. I'd like to get into it, but horror's not like my favorite genre. I've played Resident Evils in the past, and I got to a certain point and let them go. I played Resident Evil 7 because it was on PlayStation Plus. So I picked that up one night and just played through that. And I can't remember where I got up to, but it was like last night I was watching a retrospective on the game. And apparently it's like a 6-hour game. I'm like, cross, I might be like at least halfway through. Or like maybe I should go and pick that up again.
I'll be able to finish it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to give it a go. Even though like jumping into Reculum, there'll be that many story things, and I'll be like, I don't know what you're on about. I'm just here to get scared. I think that's okay. I don't need to recap the whole series beforehand, but I don't know. Are you much of a Resident Evil guy? Are you going to pick it up? What's your no? Yeah, I've never heard you talk about it. So.
I played a bit of 4. Played a bit of 4 back in the day on the Wii. When they redid the GameCube version, but that was it. So I don't have a lot of experience with it.
Yeah, 4's always been on like the back of my mind to play because it's very much like I kind of associate it with Nintendo because it was one of like the Capcom 5 originally.
Yeah,
like it was exclusive to GameCube, and then the Wii version was like one of the best ways to play it up until the remake on like I guess was it PS4, PS5, whatever, like the more recent consoles. So it's always been one I want to give a go, but yeah, I haven't. But next week, if you're a Switch 2 owner, you get to try, was it 7, 8, and 9? And
altogether, it's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a pretty decent little pack I see too, because I think like separately, I think the other games are roughly like $60 or $70, and then Resident Evil Requiem's about 110, I think. But there's a pack for all three of them for like 134.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty good. Like if you want to like really dive into it and you haven't played them before, I think that's not too bad to include them for that price, considering like the saving buying them all together. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, if I get a code, I'll definitely look into it because it's the previews have been really glowing for it as well, like running 60 frames a second in handheld mode, and yeah, it looks very impressive. So yeah, these third-party games looks like Capcom's hopefully the one to follow. The game hasn't come out yet, so we don't know. But yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yep, looking good.
And the other game I've been playing was the Rayman 30th Anniversary Collection. So this is 5 versions of the original game. So the PlayStation 1 version, the Jaguar version, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and I can't remember. It's a console I'm not that familiar with. But yes, there's like all these different versions of the original Rayman, along with like a documentary sort of interactive museum element as well. And I've been really enjoying it. I did receive a code for this game from Ubisoft, so thank you very much to Ubisoft. I'm playing on PlayStation 5 because they didn't have any Switch codes, so I can't talk to how it is on Switch, but I'm sure it's...
Oh, really?
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it runs fine on Switch. The original like PlayStation 1 game on Switch. I'm sure it holds up all right. But yeah, this was another game. I only played it like one night, one sitting, and it was another night where I just wanted to play. I wasn't really looking for progress, but the main thing I wanted to do in this game was just like experience that interactive museum. So there's like, it's all laid out in a way, like it's basically like a menu with like the background's like a Rayman level. And as you like click left and right, Rayman moves to the next year on the timeline or the next month or whatever have you. And it just goes through the history of like Rayman, how it was originated, the history of the developers and the creators behind it, how they came to Ubisoft. And there's some really cool behind the scenes stuff. Like in 2017, the prototype for the original Rayman was rediscovered. So you can actually play that prototype in this game. And it's unfinished. There isn't anything to it. You're just walking around this like circuit board pretty much just inside a computer. That's where like, and I didn't know this either. Like the original Rayman, he was called Rayman because of like the whole theme was like computer themed. So he was like ray tracing man. Like he's like a beam of light in a computer. But it wasn't until later on in development.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where they shifted it over to like a more of a natural, different vibe. So what they say in the documentary was they didn't rename him. They didn't really have a reason why he's called Rayman, but in the game, as you progress, you're given powers, and the fairy basically like zaps you, and they just say like, look, you're given your powers through rays. That's why you're Rayman. And honestly, I never sat down and thought to myself, why is Rayman called Rayman? Never thought about it, but the answer was given to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. The prototype, though, I don't know many collections like that sort of would give you that kind of access to a prototype as well. I feel like there are a lot of like they're like guarded under lock and key a lot of the time, so that's very cool.
Yeah, really cool. And like the original, basically manuscript, like the pitch deck for Rayman, like from the creators to Ubisoft, is all in the game too. You can read the whole thing. And that was honestly like when that popped up, and like I saw 88 pages of like this Rayman document. I'm like, man, this is where I'd want to play it on Switch. Like I'm not going to read it right now, sitting at my TV like across the room. Like you know, it's like this would be like a really great book just to like boot up one day and like, oh, let's read like the original pitch of Rayman and like the whole design behind it, the idea, story. There's the whole pitch of like that is gonna be really fascinating. As myself, I'm like, I guess I'm considered like a modern Rayman fan. I've played Rayman 2, I played Rayman 3D. That was the first 3DS game I got. That was a launch game on 3DS, and I got it for free with my Dick Smith special, because Dick Smith had a really good like deal where like it was like $80 or $100 off the 3DS. Then it came with a free game. Like it was just like an unreal deal.
My God.
Yeah, like anybody from Aussie Nintendo back in the day, I know Zach will probably remember this, but man, that was like just an unbeatable deal, dude. Like it was like, how much did I pay? I remember.
No wonder they went out of business doing deals like that.
Yeah, it was like $270 with a free game. Yeah, no, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So yeah, I got Rayman 3D, and yeah, I remember my eyes twitching playing Rayman 3D just because my eye, because the 3D for the first time, like just building up that muscle in the back of my eyeballs playing this game. And I don't really have any memories of Rayman 2, but I'd like to replay it on Switch Online, the 64 version. So that'd be quite good. But yeah, this collection is pretty cool too, because it's just like you can jump between each version of the game. Like the differences between like the PlayStation 1 and the Jaguar version, not too many, but there are some. Like the menus are different. Some of the buttons you press are different. The look of the game's a little bit different. But then obviously the Game Boy Advance game, very different. So more of a Game Boy Advance style, a bit more primitive. Then the Game Boy Color game, obviously, it was like the layout was pretty same for the first level, but obviously a lot more primitive on the Game Boy Color. But it's cool just to jump through them all and see the differences. And the PlayStation 1 version was definitely the most impressive version I played. Like how it's represented on the TV. Like, yeah, it looks gorgeous, like what they did in this game. I don't know if they really touched it up much or what, but yeah, the art style all these years later still holds up really well. And I look forward to playing through it. It's always been a game I wanted to play through, and typically I always opted for the Game Boy Advance version just because it was easy to get. Pretty much just like, oh, look, just chuck it on like, one of these little handhelds and go at it. But yeah, the PlayStation 1 version, really cool. So yeah. Really,
so it's 30th anniversary, is that right?
Yeah, 30th anniversary, just like Pokemon. Must be similar age.
Just like Pokemon.
Yeah.
All the anniversaries this year as well. Zelda and Metroid too.
Yeah.
Castlevania.
A lot of good franchises celebrating their happy birthdays, which is quite nice.
Yeah, very cool.
I was looking at the trophies for this game since I am playing on PlayStation. It's like, what do I have to do on this? And it involves you like beating each version of the game and doing other things. I'm like, no, we won't be doing that.
And maybe not.
No.
Maybe not.
I was hoping there was going to be like a trophy or something just for like watching all the documentaries. We're going to do something like piss easy. So no, nothing for that. I'm not going to reward you sitting there reading French subtitles. But yeah. Just another interesting thing I thought, like when I was going through it, there's like a picture of the Super Nintendo, because actually, yeah, that's great. Now I'm remembering just as I'm talking about it. Originally they wanted to put the original Rayman on the Super Nintendo, but they were waiting for the CD add-on to come to the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And obviously that never eventuated. But yeah, it's interesting that they were looking
Never
to
happened.
put it on a Nintendo platform, but yeah, the game never ended up coming to Nintendo until the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance. It never came to Nintendo 64 or anything else. But yeah, really cool. But there was a picture of like the
There you
Super
go.
Nintendo, and I'm playing it on my PlayStation, and it's just like they've just taken away like the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo, I guess, logos away from it. It's just like a Super Nintendo just with nothing on it, pretty much. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Yep.
I wonder people playing on the Switch version,
Funny.
like, is it on the Switch version or is it just across all versions because they haven't paid Nintendo or asked Nintendo for the permission or whatever you have to do? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Not sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting with these bundles. Yeah, how that kind of stuff works.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, no, really cool. I'll get back to it, and I haven't watched all the documentary yet. I think there's 50 minutes of like actual video, but like the amount of time it takes you through just like flipping through and trying out the prototype and all this other sort of stuff they got interwoven through it probably take you a little bit longer. But yeah, I was just had a good night just jumping through that. So yeah, my week's been kind of just chipping, just playing, just each night with a Nintendo Switch Online or all that, playing some old shit pretty much.
That's great. Why not?
Yeah.
And be more old stuff this weekend.
Yeah, that's right. I can go back to some very nostalgic old stuff. It'd be good stuff. Oh, stuff. I like stuff. Yeah. All right.
That's good.
Yeah, stuff is good, Josh. You're right. But speaking of stuff, get your stuff out, everybody. We're going to close the doors. It's time to go home. Enjoy yourself. Go back to your mums, your dads, your wives, your husbands, your kids, maybe your dog. Your dog's just wagging its tail in the apartment, waiting for you to come back in. And you take a big whiff. You've done a shit, haven't you, Rover? And he just looks at you in the eyes with his happy little puppy eyes. You're like, it's all right, mate. I'll clean it up. Yeah. But regardless of Rover shit, like I said, it's time to go. Josh, thank you very much for your time here tonight. Really appreciate it, as always. A lot of fun. Enjoyed hearing about all the stuff. And I guess, Ashley, are you when are you heading off? You're going on a holiday for a couple of weeks. Are you here next week?
I am, yes. So, yes, I'll be here for the next 2 episodes, Drew.
2 episodes. Cool. Excellent. I knew you were heading off in March. I've forgotten when. So I've got you for 2 more weeks.
Next week's March.
Yeah, oh my gosh. It is, isn't it? All right. With Fire Red Leaf Green coming out in a few days for the Nintendo Jukebox this week, we'll do Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, the trainer battle theme. One of the best ones in the series, if I do say so myself. But until next time, guys, the doors of the House of Mario, they're closed. If I can find the handle. There's my mouse. Catch you, everyone.
I have.
The House of Mario, a Nintendo podcast, is proudly recorded in South Australia. It's hosted and produced by me, Drew Agnew, alongside my co-host, Josh, or JT if you like. Be sure to check out youtube.com/iDrewby, where I share all of my other content and stream the House of Mario live every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time. Join the Homestead Discord to be a part of our growing community, chat with fellow Nintendo fans, and get involved with the show through our mailbox channel. And don't miss JT's fortnightly Nintendo podcast, Nintendo Maniacs. Each episode features a brand new guest, and if you love the House of Mario, you'll feel right at home there too.